It's one of the happiest and most significant days of the year, a festive time celebrated by Hindus throughout the world. A time for spring cleaning and decorating, new clothes and new resolutions. A chance to meet friends and family and the exchanging of gifts. And for children, the bursting of fireworks. But most of all, it signifies the triumph of good over evil, hope over despair, and light over darkness. Deepavali. Deeply emblematic of this happy and jubilant event is the lighting of lamps or diyas. This one simple and sacred symbolic act has essentially conveyed the exact same message to Hindus throughout the passage of thousands of years.
During Diwali, the most exciting part of Diwali is to decorate your home and light the lamps. We light the lamps outside our home as well as inside, as well as when we do prayers, we light lamps as well. The significance of lighting lamps, as all Hindus know, is when Lord Ram returned from exile after 14 years, lamps were lit. That's why it's called the Festival of Lights.
According to Hindu mythology, Lord Rama was a brave and noble king, hailing from the ancient city of Ayodhya. Even today, this sacred city is dotted with hundreds of temples, paying homage to one who many consider to be the most virtuous of all gods. Though many of the temples are sadly neglected, they bear testimony to a golden and once prosperous time in Indian history. Each shrine here tells the story of the Hindu epic, the Ramayana, and of the tales of Rama, his younger brother Lakshman, his wife Sita, and his devoted disciple, Lord Hanuman. According to the scripture, Lord Rama was sent into exile by his stepmother. Upon his return to the kingdom after the unfair banishment, the entire city is said to have been bathed in celebratory cheer and light, a happy occasion that is celebrated by Hindus all over the world today. For modern Hindus, this simple ritual of lighting clay lamps has since become an enduring image of cultivating one's inner light and conquering our own inner demons, thus allowing our souls to shine forth with the radiance of 1,000 suns, as did Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and all the other deities portrayed in the many myths and legends surrounding Deepavali.
For me, lighting the lamp, it's cosmetic in a way, as it gives your home a beautiful facelift. Home is lit up and looks beautiful. But at the same time, during Diwali, you should actually light the lamp within. Lighting the lamp within means letting yourself glow, letting your vibrations, your positivity, your everything good about you reach somebody else, uplift somebody else, make somebody else happy on that same day. Do some charity, do whatever makes you happy, but make other people happy too.
Hello Anisha.
Hi. How are you?
Good, and you? Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you too.
Sonam Rama grew up in a typical South African Hindu home. Like all youngsters, Diwali was for her the most exciting time of the year, visiting friends and family, exchanging gifts, fireworks and lots of delicious food, and of course, decorating the home.
The best part of Diwali for us is preparing the house, putting up the diyas, decorating the place so it allows you to be creative, and just having a good time doing all of those things with your family.
Every year we decorate differently, so I like doing different things. This year I decided to just put lamps up to my doorstep, as well as the Rangoli stencils. It makes it look very cultural, very beautiful, very colorful, and it's also, when your guests are coming to your home, it's a beautiful interest to create as well. So it's really nice to decorate your house in different ways, depending on what you enjoy.
As Sonam grew older, and the responsibilities of adulthood became a reality, she began to question the deeper significance of Hindu festivals. In her search for answers, an opportunity presented itself that was to change the course of her life. Her parents were going to a talk by the founder of the Shiv Yoga movement, fondly referred to as Babaji.
He came to South Africa. I didn't want to be alone at home, and I decided just to go. I didn't research it, nothing. I just knew it was Shiv Yoga. I didn't even know exactly how Babaji looked, to be honest. I just went. I went to the course, sat down, everything, and you go there not expecting anything. And he clicked with me, basically. Whatever he said, whatever experience he spoke of, whatever general things he spoke about clicked with me. So like I understood what he was saying, and so that's where my journey started. It was like absolutely amazing journey from there onwards.
While time-intensive and requiring a daily commitment of nearly 2 hours, for Sonam, the Shiv Yoga practices, combining ancient breathing techniques, yoga postures, mantras and meditations, are an ideal way to remain balanced and grounded.
Shiv Yoga is the merging of one's consciousness with the universal or God's consciousness. It's not attributed to any religion or creed. On a daily basis, what we'll do is you'd always like start your day with exercise. So it's not hard and fast got to be yoga, any exercise, whatever makes you feel happy, I guess, any exercise. So for me, it's either going to the gym or doing yoga. Thereafter, I do breathing. The breathing exercise given to us by Babaji. Normal, like Kapalbhati, for around like say 15 minutes or 10 minutes. And then I'd start my sadhana. When doing the sadhana, I mean during and after, like it's like the start, it kickstarts your day, like most amazing kickstart. It's like having your breakfast in the morning, that's like my breakfast. You're happy to go to work, you're performing at your best. People are like, what happened to you? Why are you so happy to? It's Monday. But I mean, do I tell you that I did sadhana at game? So that's what it does to me. It's a bit of calming the mind, stress-free, energizing, revival. It's just like a whole, how do I say it? Like a vitamin B complex tablet. It's like 100 times better.
The Shiv Yoga movement is growing in popularity in South Africa and across the globe. For many young Hindus, Babaji's teachings are regarded as practical and easily incorporated into modern-day life.
The first course I did, Babaji spoke about creating your own destiny, and anything you want in life is possible. You just got to believe in yourself. So that's what changed in my life.
But there is a deep spiritual dimension to the teachings too.
It wasn't only because of materialistic gain, it was also something I learned that I have to vibrate at a high energy to attain something better for myself. So that's what I got to learn. I got to learn about keeping my mind strong, really, really good. So not only via affirmations, by doing the daily sadhana, it helps purify all the layers of your body. So we have 5 layers, as Babaji explains. It helps to purify all 5 bodies.
After years of practicing Babaji's teachings, Sonam says she has begun to understand the deeper meaning of many of the Hindu rituals, as taught to all Hindu children. So how did the Shiv Yoga path change the way she understood the true meaning of Diwali?
It made me more knowledgeable about Diwali and as to why we celebrate Diwali. Diwali is basically overcoming the darkness with light. It's not only geared to material or worldly aspects, but it's actually geared towards ourselves, which we don't really acknowledge so much. It's actually a period as to assess ourselves. How do we overcome the darkness within us?
Sonam's parents have also taken to the Shiv Yoga path, and many of Babaji's prescribed rituals are performed together as a family, such as this puja, a sacred prayer performed during the period of Diwali, invoking the goddess Lakshmi.
We do an abhishek with kumkum on the miru. We do it a few times with a mantra that's given to us by Babaji. It's actually a very sacred mantra. We do this prayer, it's just as an offering to the goddess, giving our gratitude to her, as well as for health, wealth and prosperity for the year ahead.
Praying together forms an essential part of bonding together for the Rama family.
My immediate family, including my extended family, are all part of the Shiv Yoga path. We were always a close-knit family, so I wouldn't say it changed that dynamic, but what changed was our thought patterns are now like aligned, you know, when you're on the same wavelength. So we are like all on the same wavelength sort of thing, you know, more accepting, more giving, more loving, and our family is happy Shiv Yogis, I guess.
Encountering Babaji has marked another important shift in Sonam's life. It has brought with it a deeper understanding of social issues.
Every Diwali I'll send out a Diwali message wishing all the Sadhaks happy Diwali, etc. But what he does emphasize on is, on Diwali, don't spend your Diwali like, how do I say, we always go all out, lavish, like good food, good clothes to wear, decorating our homes beautifully. But there's other people out there who don't have that luxury. So share the light, share the happiness, share the love with somebody that's not fortunate enough to have it.
While many Hindus still cherish the ancient rites and rituals that accompany Diwali, there's no question that the event is celebrated differently today, not least of all due to the advancements of technology.
Back in the day, grandparents and my parents' time, there was no WhatsApp, no SMS. People used to physically go and greet people, like drive out, you greet them, or you just give them a call, I guess, the telephone calls. Nowadays, with technology, it's like a big world became a small world. Now I can reach like my cousins in India just with just a push of a button, WhatsApp them, Skype them, you know, anything of that sort. We have all sorts of beautiful apps, amazing apps like Instagram, Facebook, where you get in touch with people from around the globe, and people around the globe get in touch with you, whether it's Diwali, no matter what the function is. So like for me, during Diwali, like I would send out WhatsApps to my family and friends. Those who don't have, I guess I email them. And I'd also like post a Happy Diwali post on Instagram. It's just nice to use technology in that form.
While the essential message of Diwali is about subdued introspection and kindling our inner light, there is undoubtedly the lighter, more fun side to it too. And this is often reflected in the colourful adornment that typically accompanies this most colourful of all Hindu celebrations.
You know, Hinduism is all about colour as well, and we fill our lives with colour with that. For me personally, I think Diwali was always about dressing up. I have always 2 pairs of clothes on Diwali for morning and evening. Adorning yourself, I think, is like a really big aspect in Diwali. I mean, everyone wants to look their best. Everyone looks beautiful, hair is done, face is polished. Everything is just looking beautiful. So Diwali is my day where I dress up in Eastern wear, and I love wearing Eastern wear. It's something that allows me to connect with my culture.
Diwali is also very much about connecting to loved ones. This is the one day in the Hindu calendar where people will take the time out of their busy schedules to visit their nearest and dearest. For many, family forms the absolute heart of the happy celebrations.
Happy Diwali!
Happy Diwali, Roshni.
Bye.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali! Thank
Happy
you.
Diwali.
Thank you so much.
Diwali is that time where we get to connect with people. People make time during their day to come and visit you, to greet you. They bring a platter of sweet meats or whatever. Even if you don't bring anything, it doesn't matter. And we do the same. It's nice to socialize with people, to get to see your community. You don't see them every day. You see them once in a blue moon, and the blue moon is on Diwali.
Family is a very important role when it comes to Diwali, and just mainly in our lives. We find that during Diwali, nowadays with, the rat race, where everyone is so busy doing things that they need to do, it's very difficult for family to get together. So we make it a point that at least once a year on Diwali day, we prepare a big meal and everybody gets together and just celebrates each other and our role as a family,
I think family for me is a soul group. We're all connected somehow. That's why we're here today together. We're always doing things together, going on holidays together, baking together if that's the case, just chilling out together. So for me, that's why family is such a big thing for me, because I was never brought up without family, should I say. I was always brought up in a scenario where family was always around.
And no Indian celebration would be complete without food, food, and more food.
Because it's such a big event, so there's a lot of food that needs to be prepped. People bring certain items. We get to, help in the kitchen. All the women get together. They sitting and cooking together, laughing. So it's like women love the kitchen. So it's an event for them too. It's like 2-in-1 event.
અમે બધી છોટી છોટી વેરાયટી કરીએ તે બધી અમે બધી લેડીઝ લોકો બધા શેર કરે કે કેટલી આઈટમ કરવી છે જુદી જુદી ને તે બધી કરીને અમે મંદિરે લઈ ગયા. અબાઉટ 1000 ઉપર થાય ઘણી વખત આઈટમ્સ અમારા મંદિરે એને બધી બહેનો કરે ને તે પછી અમે બધું ધરાવીએ અન્નકૂટના દિવસે.
Before sitting down to enjoy the lovingly prepared dishes, it's time to give thanks. Perhaps one of the most all-encompassing and tolerant of faith groups, it's not uncommon to find different spiritual paths peacefully coexisting in many Hindu homes. While Sonam's immediate family practice the path of Shiv Yoga, her extended family are devout followers of the Swami Narayan movement.
I find that having a temple in our home, and most homes do, most Indian or Hindu homes do have a temple in their home, but our one is a bit bigger, and also we have different traditions and rituals we follow where we offer food, to the gods for breakfast, lunch and supper, and it helps the kids understand what is important in life.
The temple in this home is considered especially sacred, as it's the only Swami Narayan home in the country where the statues have been consecrated with special hymns and mantras called Pran Pratishta. This ritual is said to imbue these stone statues with the very presence of God. It's for this reason that the deities here are loved and cared for as another member of the household.
સવારના ઉઠાડીએ, બ્રશ કરાવીએ, નવડાવીએ, કપડાં પહેરાવીએ, પછી આરતી થાળ બધું કરીએ. પછી બપોરનો સાંજ અમે જમાડીએ, બધું કરીએ. પછી સુવડાવીએ સાંજના. એટલે આ નાની મૂર્તિને અમે we take it as real and we do everything like a baby. It's just keep your mind occupied. You're constantly thinking of him.
Once the prayers are concluded and the deities have been honored, it's time to eat. And with such a spread to choose from, adults and children alike tuck into what is probably the most sumptuous feast of the year.
So every Diwali we have a Diwali lunch or dinner, just depending. Everybody makes it a point to meet up. This is where we meet. We all meet, extended family. Everybody is there, from the oldest generation to the youngest.
While much time and effort has been put into preparing the elaborate Indian recipes, many of them handed down through the generations, the influence of other cultures is evident in the choice of menu as well.
Back in the day, it used to be very traditional. Now we are Gujarati family, so we have our standard Gujarati meal extended to a lot of other side meals.
These include a range of vegetable curries, beans and pulses, sweetmeats, and a thali made up of delicious pickles and accompaniments.
The Eastern dishes are very plain and simple, very standard Gujarati food. Those are more for like the older generation, old people and stuff. I personally eat the Eastern food. But then we have Western food as well, tacos, pizzas. That's generally what our generation would prefer, and it's nice.
What everyone likes is so different, and I see when everyone has their favorite dish on the table on Diwali, their eyes light up, because you don't often get to enjoy that. So we take a lot of time and put a lot of effort into making sure that everyone gets what they want and that everyone enjoys that meal, especially since we only do it once a year.
While all the fun and feasting is part of what makes Diwali so special, Roshni says it's important for her to instill a sense of the true values and traditions of Diwali in her children.
I want them to remember us getting together. I want them to remember us going to the mandir and celebrating Diwali and remembering what it's about and why we celebrate it. And most of all, I want them to just remember that it's the traditions that you need to keep on. So I hope they actually do keep on with it as well.
It depends, I think, on how you bring your children up. This is more important. What values you want to put into your children, and what you think as a Hindu, what your child should know. It's up to you to tell the child.
We try and revive our religious beliefs by going to temple on a weekly basis and being in an environment where they can refresh what our parents have always passed down to us.
Diwali is steeped in the ancient heritage of India, and with all its mystery, mythology and temples, it carries with it an essential message of igniting our inner flame. Even though we may find ourselves in a land far away, it's a universal message of shining forth in the glorious radiance of 1,000 suns.
I love being Indian. I love being a Hindu. It's full of color, it's full of culture, it's full of different types of spiritual aspects as well. And you get to learn a lot when you acknowledge that, okay, I'm Hindu. And when you don't need to read scriptures and dress in robes, but you just have to acknowledge that where you come from, where your roots come from, and you get to see it blossom so beautifully.